Galaxy Quest is one of my all-time favorite Star Trek movies. I first saw the film at the tender age of 8 when it was originally released in 1999, and it served as sort of a gateway drug into the Star Trek franchise, paving the way for me to become a lifelong fan of everything Trek. This is perhaps particularly impressive considering that Galaxy Quest isn't technically a Star Trek movie, in the same sort of way that the Orville isn't technically a Star Trek show. Despite Galaxy Quest lacking Trek's brand recognition, it manages to almost perfectly encapsulate the essence of Star Trek in a way that few of the series' actual iterations have been able to do since.
So you managed to get your shirt off?
The film is equal parts homage and parody to its source material. It stars Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, Daryl Mitchell, and Sam Rockwell, as a group of washed-up actors who themselves were stars on a popular science fiction show in the early 80s called Galaxy Quest. In the midst of a convention, these actors are mistaken for the characters they played on the television show by a race of technologically advanced yet naive aliens who, unbeknownst to anyone on Earth, have been watching reruns of Galaxy Quest from outer space, thinking it was all real. The aliens, called Thermians, are on the brink of extinction at the hands of a space warlord who's committing genocide against their people, and as a last-ditch effort, they turn to their heroes, the Galaxy Quest crew, providing them with a perfect working replica of the ship from the TV show and begging the actors to save them.
The idea of one of us actually going up into space, be like NASA calling me because I've done all these science fiction movies, like they have a monster to kill.
I must speak to you. It is a matter of supreme importance. We are Thermians from the Klaatu Nebula, and we need your help.
Of course, these actors are all in way over their heads, and a whole bunch of hijinks ensue as they try to fake their way through it, learning and growing as people in the process.
You broke the ship. You broke the bloody ship!
You see, since the show's cancellation in 1982, these guys have all been living off of convention appearances and other Galaxy Quest-related promotional deals, unable to break away from the roles they once embodied, and each of them have interesting relationships with their fame as well as with one another. Yes, in case you haven't figured it out, these characters represent the cast of the original Star Trek series, whose own group dynamic was infamously turbulent, and who to this day are still mostly known for the roles they first played in 1966. Tim Allen and Alan Rickman in particular more or less serve as one-to-one stand-ins for William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy respectively. Tim Allen's Jason Nesmith relishes his fame and popularity as Captain Peter Quincy Taggart, to the point that he's become incredibly vain and irritating to the rest of the cast, who he unintentionally overshadows and derides.
Whew! Your commander is on deck.
Alan Rickman's Alexander Dane, on the other hand, deeply resents that he's been typecast as the fan-favorite alien character Dr. Lazarus.
I was an actor once. Damn it, now look at me. Look at me! I can't go out there and I won't say that stupid line one more time.
By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you.
At least you had a part, okay? You had a character people loved. My TV Guide interview was 6 paragraphs about my boobs and how they fit into my suit.
Sigourney Weaver plays the obligatory Star Trek sex appeal character, while Daryl Mitchell's character is a now bitter adult man who was an optimistic child actor back on the series, and Tony Shalhoub, apparently basing his performance on David Carradine in Kung Fu, plays a guy who's supposed to be high all the time.
Are you stoned?
I particularly love Sam Rockwell's performance in this movie. His character Guy Fleegman was never actually a series regular on Galaxy Quest. Basically, he was a redshirt, a nameless crewman in a single episode of the show who was killed off quickly to establish a threat, and he now spends most of his time as an MC at Galaxy Quest-related events.
I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm just crewman number 6. I'm expendable. I'm the guy in the episode who dies to prove the situation is serious.
The cast all have these little hang-ups, and the film gets a ton of comedic mileage out of watching them try and fail to fill their characters' shoes.
Reconfigure the solar matrix in parallel for endothermic propulsion. What do you think?
We'll do that.
I also quite like Justin Long as the enthusiastic fan who knows more about the show than any of the people who worked on it, having to help them out at the 11th hour. There's a lot to be said in this film about fame and infamy and the relationship of celebrities to their fans. There's even a fun little bit in the bonus features where many of the cast members of this film reminisce about roles that they've been unable to escape in real life. While being a Star Trek fan helps to appreciate Galaxy Quest, it isn't mandatory. As I said, the movie is just as much an homage as it is a parody, and can be enjoyed purely on its own merits by pretty much anyone. There's a decent enough dramatic and emotional core running through Galaxy Quest, predominantly in the Thermian characters, who embody a sort of childlike innocence while still managing to be really out there and weird.
Standing here in your presence, is the greatest honor we could ever have hoped to achieve in our lifetimes.
I really appreciate that. Would you guys look for another shoe that looks like this, please?
Most of them are just bit parts, but their leader, Mathazar, played by Enrico Colantoni, is really great in the role. I also found it pretty funny that Rainn Wilson plays one of the Thermians, though his only speaking line was in a deleted scene.
They cannot be verified on the subfrequency spectrum, but they appear on the valence detector when scanning the beryllium sphere. And we're hoping you would be able to advise us.
Huh.
Galaxy Quest was a decent financial success when it first released in 1999, and over the years it's grown to enjoy a sizable fan following. The film has been praised by a number of Star Trek actors, and was even once voted the 7th best Star Trek film by fans at a Las Vegas convention in 2013. There were even plans to create a television spin-off of Galaxy Quest, which would have been produced by Amazon and reunited the original cast. Since the tragic and untimely death of Alan Rickman in 2016, however, those plans seem to have floundered. And at this point, I honestly think it would just be better to let sleeping dogs lie. Nonetheless, Galaxy Quest remains, for me and many others, one of the brightest spots in the franchise it was never actually part of, the film that Star Trek adopted. If you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, or if it's been a while, go check it out.
Never give up. Never surrender.
And thanks for watching. If you liked this video, you'd be doing me a huge favor if you could hit that like button, subscribe for more in the future, and ring that bell to stay updated on all future releases. Leave a comment down below letting me know all of your thoughts on Galaxy Quest, and check out some of these other videos if you like this one. Until next time, thanks as always to all of you guys for watching, and take care.